Hey, this is the franchise Shane Douglas.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're watching.
And you're watching.
Yamane, aka WWE.
Here to this podcast and Ollie Harper, my man.
And you are watching Ollie Harper at YouTube.com.
And you're watching the Ollie Harper Show on YouTube.
Hey guys, it's me, Ollie, aka TNSAttitude, and I am back again here on YouTube.com for all things professional wrestling. Now today, guys, I wanted to do my review of the debut edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix for January the 6th, 2025. And guys, wow, this was quite the moment in a wrestling fan's... Yeah, this was pretty something. Honestly, guys, I've watched the show, 3 hours. It really did feel important what they were putting out there. From the start to the end, you know, it really was significant. And, you know, this show will really go down as one that we'll look back at in 5 years, 10 years time. And we'll really, you know, this was a significant time. The shift in terms of from the network television to now the streaming platform that Netflix is going to provide WWE was very much shown from the beginning. And you know, I enjoyed what they did, you know, the way they bowed at the past with the video production of the putting this canvas together and the artwork, and then this beautiful canvas with the video production and Triple H doing that promo in the ring was just great. Really good stuff. I thought the show had really good pacing myself, guys. I really thought that it was pretty good how they did the Roman Reigns Solo Sikoa match to start the show. And this was really good. It was a good match, and it really was a good way to kind of end this feud between Roman and Solo. And they now, you know, they can now move in other directions with Roman. I think they've kind of now sort of teased perhaps potentially Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns will have some kind of feud down the road. To you know, talk about The Rock as well. You know, The Rock, of course, coming out and cutting that promo. And I know a lot of people feel like he was almost kind of revealing a bit of behind the curtain and kind of killing a bit of kayfabe and a lot of the great work that was built up with The Rock last year on the road to WrestleMania 40. You know, I feel that for right now, I'm kind of with the people that feel this is just a bit of non-canon. You know, they just had to do this just to kind of appeal to those first timers that are just coming in for the first time, and you know, they had to kind of do this. But I do feel that with any time, you know, Rock was what you got to look at. Rock was still in that final boss attire. He was still very much how he looked last year, and I do believe that I don't think we've seen the last of The Rock. I do believe that we'll definitely be seeing more of The Rock. You know, this thing about, there's a lot of different rumours online about he's got reshoots for Moana, and, you know, there's a lot of things that are very much going to stop him from doing WrestleMania. I would say that we should just see where this goes. I mean, but at the same time, you know, The Rock, you know, he's got his part in TKO. He's on the board. And where I believe Rock will be at Mania, even if he's not competing, he'll be there in some form. So I would definitely say, you know, Rock will still be there if it's an end. He'll do something at Mania. But at the same time, you know, I can still see why people are frustrated. They feel like they've almost just killed off this Cody Rock stuff. But I think that can be very much relit. You know, he can have fooled us all, and they can do something completely how they should, you know. The Roman Solo match, going back to say, was great. I really did enjoy this, and they still managed to keep Roman as that spectacle, you know. When they even said it, that this was his first match since WrestleMania 40, really does kind of go back to the fact that Roman Reigns is he's a special talent. You know, he's a real blockbuster talent. You know, you're not going to see Roman Reigns all that often, really making him a special. He's a spectacle, you know, he really is. And I think that this whole feud with Solo and Roman, I do think it's helped Solo as well. You know, it's definitely really brought Solo up. It's increased his confidence, and he's able to really go out there, and he's showing a personality, and he's doing something completely different to when he was just this ruthless hitman in the original Bloodline under Roman. So yeah, definitely good stuff from them. The match was great, and yeah, we'll see now where they decide to go with Roman Reigns going forward. Now to discuss, of course, the show. As I say, production was great. I really thought that it was a really clean cut show. Even my mum checked it out. It's like a movie. I was like, it is. It feels very cinematic, what they've put out there. You could definitely tell they've been spending money in the right places for this. You know, it felt very polished, and I think that, you know, that's where WWE now really has got that upper hand, I think, with their production over everybody else. You know, they really are going into the future with what they're doing. You know, the stuff on the mat, you know, this is very UFC. You know, the UFC does this. They've got what they're going to promote, these logos on the mat. It's just one of those things. This all comes back into that TKO deal. Yeah, I noticed the whole Penta's debut seems to have been pushed back now to next week. I don't know why they've gone in that direction, but you know, at the end of the day, well, it's another thing that's played out. Let's see where they go with Penta and what he will bring. I'm sure, you know, because a lot of people worry they're going to ruin him, but I have some faith, guys. I do think that, you know, it'll be interesting to see where we do end up with that. The Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan match, again, another good way to just kind of end this now, and Rhea can go on to other things. So yeah, I'm happy with this. Definitely gonna be, you know, that match, that whole feud has really been done since like SummerSlam, like after Mania 40. They took an injury and made it into an angle, and you know, that again, it's like, okay, with the payoff's done now. I think if they carry this on, it's just going to really stagnate the quality of this. But yeah, Rhea, Liv, done as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, they'll probably still drag it on for some more. Was a good match though, and yeah, Rhea now back on top with the title, so very cool. Yeah, this show was just good, and it was nice to be 3 hours again. I didn't actually realise how much I missed 3 hour Raws. Don't get me wrong, the 2 hour thing has been a little change for the latter end of the year, but to go back to 3 hours, you just feel like there's a little bit more breathing room with what they're able to do and really what they're able to get across. And I believe that is still an advantage for WWE. You know, they're able to put out the amount of production and the content. It's just on a basis of this Netflix vehicle. They've got a real plus right here, guys. They really do. As I say, the celebs are on top. You know, we've got Travis Scott coming out, and he's smoking, and main event Jey Uso is keeping up. That was pretty funny. And of course, Jey and Drew had a solid match. You know, Drew probably going over to SmackDown, and I think that'll be smart. You know, Drew can do some key stuff over there. But yeah, no, all in all, the show itself, as I say, clean cut. Hogan, of course, over there promoting his beer, and of course, got booed out the building, but that's one of them. Excuse me. But yeah, it was, all in all, I thought it was a solid show. I really did. And I thought it was a solid first, show for the Netflix era. I think that is what was key. I think what WWE set out to do, and to really go out and show Netflix what they're about with this, I definitely think that they met those needs. The main event was great as well. You know, it was nice to see CM Punk, Seth Rollins, a match that had been put out for had been put out there for WrestleMania originally until Punk got injured. So, this was, again, it was a nice match. It was paced well. They gave it a good 20 minutes, which I thought was solid for this. And, I don't think this loss would hurt Seth. I think this was just a good way to kind of build Punk up and keep his relevance going into Mania season, going into Rumble season. And talking about Rumble, talking about John Cena. And, of course, Cena now very much saying he's going in the Rumble, you know, and I've got nothing wrong with Cena winning the Rumble. You know, these Royal Rumble wins at this point are really about just pushing storylines forward and making sure that we've got all eyes on WrestleMania. And as I said in the previous video before, a couple of videos ago, about Cody and Cena, I wouldn't mind seeing that match. I think it would be good if Cena does win the Rumble. I think that, you know, this is the last time we're really going to see John Cena. And this, they can do what they want to do with him. It's now, like they say, the time is now. And that is what it is. His time is now. So whatever they want to do with John Cena, they can push, because this is it for him. So, you know, I'm interested in the Royal Rumble. I'm interested in hopefully Cena winning that match. And, you know, I don't think that these Royal Rumbles now are so much about, well, we have to give it to a young talent. We have to give it to Bron Breakker. We have to give it to Carmelo Hayes. You know, I think that where the Rumble is now, it's more about how they can use that Royal Rumble as a platform to just elevate a storyline that they want to elevate, and in this case being Cena's farewell tour. Royal Rumble's perfect. You know, what other way can you elevate Cena and get him back into the fans' eyes as that workhorse who will do anything and everything to become the #1 guy again on his last year? Perfect. Really set that up well. Enjoyed the promo. Excited to see where they go with it. But yeah, and of course, next week's Raw, of course, we've got a street fight, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and I'm saying, like, they're just concluding all these feuds that have been kind of hanging over from last year, and I think it's good that they're getting them done now. So we're starting off 2025, just concluding a few things, and hopefully this will mean fresh feuds going forward. But yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on the first Netflix Raw. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was polished? Are you excited to see where they go? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please do let me know below this video. As I say, don't forget to comment, subscribe and like, and I will catch you all down the road for another video. I'm out, guys.